Let's go. Chloe's on the cruise show. Real 92.3 LA is new home for hip hop.
Hi.
Chloe, what's good?
Everything.
Everything is good. Life is good.
Life is great.
Things are good.
Yes.
You're glowing. You're having a good time. You're having fun.
I am. My album's coming.
Woo! In pieces, in pieces, in pieces. The track listing is out. Looks like you got some fire. You've released some fire already. You're doing your thing. The album artwork is crazy. I love the description. One day you see a photo of a porcelain doll holding a heart. The hair color has a meaning to it as well. It was a very dark time in your life. A lot going on.
Yeah.
A lot of pain.
A lot.
Have we shed that pain?
I have shed it.
Are we walking around with any residual pain? Because that does happen as well.
That's true.
Yeah.
I feel like if life was perfect, there would be no excitement. And
Very true.
You know what I mean? Like you wouldn't be able to appreciate the highs without the lows. So I feel like life, it gives it in ebbs and flows, you know?
Yeah.
So right now, a time I've been praying for since I was a little girl is finally coming to light. So of course, you know, the excitement from that is a high and the stress is like the fear, the nerves, not knowing if people will like the body of work.
Sure.
So it's a little bit of both. I'm a big melting pot of happiness and anxiety.
Yeah, I know, right? Welcome to it, right? This is life, right? And you're not alone. You know, I think a lot of people can relate and attach to that because, God, man, we are all living these quote unquote exciting lives, and you never know. You never really know what people are going through.
No, you never know what's happening behind closed doors.
Never really know.
Because we all kind of play it up really well.
Absolutely. We all know how to put on a fake smile, don't we?
Yes.
I think that's what we're all doing is walking around with a fake smile. And sometimes it's genuine, but other times it's just to protect ourselves.
Yeah.
You mentioned stress. What's one thing that you do to just kind of, take away all that stress? Kind of your happy place.
It's Legos, isn't it?
Legos, yes, is one.
Yeah.
You remember?
Yeah.
My kitten Apollo, food, I pray, and I go to my godmom's house.
Your godmom's house? Does she let you do whatever you want? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
No judgment?
No, none at all. So it's like my safe haven.
Oh, that's amazing.
Does she cook vegan meals for you?
Yeah, she's from the Caribbean, so she'll cook me my vegan dishes on the side.
Yeah. Like what does she make for you?
Like, the beans and the peas and rice and the plantains.
Sounds so good. Plátanos, yeah.
Yeah, the dumplings.
Suddenly I'm hungry too now.
I know, right? We got to get some lunch after.
Got to get some lunch, yeah. So in pieces, right? I'm looking at the track list, and there's a song called Cheat Back. Of course, Future's on it. Of course we got to get
Shout
Future
out to
on
him.
this, right? Was that a process? Was that back and forth? Was that a conversation with Future?
Any advice from Future?
I love this record because sometimes we don't have the energy in us anymore to, bleach the clothes, break the car windshield.
Ooh.
I've never done any of that.
You sure?
Positive.
Light the car on fire.
I'm not a violent person. However, there are some times where people want to get you to that place.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just want to do it to make them feel how you feel. But destroying physical items won't really get you to that, outcome. No. So it's like...
Burning all his Jordans are not going to really do it.
No. Yeah. So it's like, you want to cheat. I'm a cheat too.
How
will that make you feel?
That's very toxic.
It is very toxic. But I'm a huge believer in, like, what you put out, you get back.
Oh,
this is true. An eye for an eye. That's very true. I mean, but man, cheating back. Does that really do anything? I mean, I guess it does. It hurts the person ultimately. It's who you cheat back with, I guess, is the ultimate weapon.
I didn't write this from experience, the self-doubt and the wondering if I'm not good enough for you and if you believe in monogamy and things like that.
Yeah.
That part came from me. But it's like sometimes I think us as men and women, we're like, well, what if I cheated back on you? Like, how would you feel?
Would be all
you
bad.
wouldn't be able to handle it. The pain that you're putting me through, you wouldn't be able to even take a small dosage of it.
No.
Yeah.
So what do we do now?
And I feel like as women, we take so much.
So
crap
much.
that it's just like, well, we want you to just feel that little ounce of this is how it feels.
But a lot of times, once they do, they can't handle it. They can't
Exactly.
stick around like we are supposed to. Supposed to.
They talking about us like we not even in the room. We don't even exist.
We should just walk out of there.
Yeah, I think we're done. I think we're good. You want to grab some lunch?
It's a 10. Women's Month. Compa, let them do their thing.
Women's Month.
You know what I'm saying?
But listen.
Nah, but y'all speaking some truth. Y'all speaking some truth.
No, yes, but in a man's defense, women can tolerate pain more than men.
Oh, definitely.
If that helps our case in any way.
I don't think it does, but
But to be fair, women are very strong creatures. But just because we can tolerate more pain doesn't mean we deserve it.
You deserve it. Absolutely, yes. You got it. You got it. You got it. My bad. Hold on. I'm sorry. Sorry. I don't want to tell you to relax.
However, though, it's an equal playing field. So I love how Future's on the song because he tells the male perspective, the male side.
And that he will do.
I love this song.
You love it. You love
I
it. You love it. Is that one of them? Is that one of those songs that when you're listening back to your work and you're probably like everyone else or anyone else, maybe a perfectionist, you're overthinking, you
Always,
know, and
yeah.
you're always correcting, tweaking, and making sure, is that one of them that you just go back to? Or is there another song on the project that you go back to and say, I got to hear that again?
I
and
think
again?
because it's being released as a body of work, I've been listening to it as a collective whole.
Yeah.
When I'm working on it, I'll become obsessed with it. Like, okay, what can I hear that's wrong with it this time? But once I finally like send in the master and release it, I'm trying to do better at going back to listen to my own music and, you know, not criticize it every time I hear it. Because I think it's the artist in us.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I know.
creative in us, you know?
I've heard of many artists that'll listen to their whole project and then scrap it, hit delete, and start over. That's crazy.
That happened 2-3 times In Pieces.
It
Yeah.
did.
Yes.
Where you got it done and thought to yourself, no.
And
this
I
isn't
completely revamped it. There's a few songs on there that I had from when I first created the album. It's Heart on My Sleeve, it's Worried, the Metro Boomin track, and it's Cheatback.
Wow.
And those stood the test of time. You're like, for sure. If they stood the test of time, it's for a reason.
Exactly. Even when the project evolved, those still stayed and it still fit. It didn't feel like I was trying to put two uneven puzzle pieces together.
Sure, yeah. From the outside looking in, this is where this question comes from, right? And it's safe. But has it been a rocky road from the jump?
Yeah. I mean, life is a rocky road. And
Yeah.
I feel like a
But
lot
your
of us,
journey specifically.
yeah, hell yeah. Hell yeah. And that's what the album's about. And why I called it In Pieces is because even though I seem like I might have all my shit together, inside you don't know that I'm broken down. You don't know what I've been through. You don't know what I'm going through. And I hope that this project is as healing as it was for me to create. I hope it heals somebody, and I hope they feel less alone and they're not afraid or fearful of letting people know, like, hey, I'm not doing so good today. Like giving time for themselves and giving themselves grace, you know?
Yeah. It's tough telling people you're having a tough day because nobody wants to hear it.
Because society teaches us that we're supposed to have our shit together all the time, and it's not true. And that's where we start to put pressure on ourselves because we're trying to live up to this fake standard that doesn't exist.
And especially, I think being so young too, you know, like we're taught that like, oh, by 25 you have to have your shit together. By 25 you should be married, have kids, and this and that. It's just like, I don't need all that right now.
Everyone's journey is different, you know?
Jackie, are you and Chloe the same age?
Yeah, we are actually.
You're 24?
I'm 24. I'm gonna be 25 in November.
I'm going to be 25 in July.
I
Are you
know.
a Scorpio?
I'm a Scorpio. Yeah.
Oh, I'm a Cancer.
Oh, okay.
Do
That
Cancers
means
and
we
Scorpios
That
get
means
along?
We get along.
You do.
Yes, we do get along. That's why we just have. Look, we're both wearing like leather and everything.
See?
We just on the vibe.
Black and brown.
Black
Color
and
sword.
brown.
Oh!
Whoa, yo! What is going? Seriously, we gotta go get some lunch. Let's just get out of here. We're done.
Bro, let's go somewhere else.
Let's go somewhere else.
So are you heavy into horoscopes? Because you knew that off the bat. Like, you knew the
Am I
math.
into horoscopes? I feel like I'm learning. It's so fun. Like, I'm not the person who will base my life or the people I keep
'cause I'm a
around me
Cancer.
off of the horoscopes.
I'm always running late because I'm a Cancer.
Yeah. However, anytime I meet similar signs or anything, I like to know about that with
Yeah.
people. And where I felt less ashamed about it was when Sis and I met Quincy Jones for the first time. And the first question off bat, he was like, "What's your sign?" He's like, "I'm a Pisces." And I was like, I love Quincy Jones. So I was like, if Quincy Jones asks people for their horoscopes off bat,
Then it's okay.
it's okay.
You know what I think is a red flag? They'll kind of like base it off of that. If they blame their horoscope for any
Oh, I don't
wrongdoing,
do that.
That's a red flag.
No, I
to
just
That's a
blame it on
toxic
me.
trait.
Yeah, I just blame it on me as a human being.
Like, it's
I don't generalize and throw cancers under the bus because of my mishaps.
Exactly.
I appreciate that though.
No, I know. It's you have to be self-aware and you have to be honest with people.
Yeah.
Going back to the body of work, what would you say was the most memorable session for you, and for what reason?
The most memorable session. So it just came off on top of my head off bat. It was when I was just in the studio with my engineer and it was for Make It Look Easy.
Okay.
And I think that's why that one is so memorable, is because I was really going through a lot emotionally. And in that moment, I used the music as my healing process. And I wrote the song within 5 minutes. Usually I'll go in the booth and I'll freestyle a bunch of melodies and I'll chop them together like a puzzle piece. But the lyrics came first. As I was writing it, the melodies found its way. And as I was in the booth, I was crying, singing it. And that, I think I'll never forget that, how healing it was for me, recording it, then, you know, being brought to tears a couple times after hearing it. And now listening to it as like coming from a place of strength. So that's really memorable, as well as Body Do. That was another one where I was just in the studio with my engineer, and that song wrote itself in 5 minutes. But how I was feeling with Body Do, so it's like a dance upbeat song. With that one, you know, when you just listen sonically, you think it's happy. Like, oh, you just want to see what my body do, right?
Because the chords.
Yeah. But the lyrics, what inspired me for that is, you know, when you're with somebody and it's toxic, it's not really good for you, and you know they're treating you bad, you know they're doing you wrong, but in that moment, you don't care. You just want something familiar again. You want to feel their touch. You want to feel the affection from them. And it's like the lyrics and the hook say, I can't trust you as far as I can throw you, but I want to see what that body do. And because I can see what that body do, I'm going to trust what that body do. So that's what that song is.
That's a bar.
Wow.
Thank you. And I wrote that in 5 minutes based off a situation I was going through at the time. You know.
Is that the same situation that had you in tears when you were recording the other song?
Oh, no. It's two separate things. Body Do's about love. Make It Look Easy is about life, and, you know, needing a lot more than you actually say. And, you know, nobody knows what any of us go through, but somehow we show up every day and we make it look easy. So that's what that one's about.
That's what we're currently doing now.
Yep, make it look easy.
Trying to make it look easy, you know, walking around with this trauma. It's heavy, but it's all good. We're here. Wow.
Thank you for being transparent, by the way.
Yeah,
For sure.
I know, it takes a lot to be transparent.
It's refreshing,
like
right?
I think it's important to be. So
absolutely. Yes,
whoever's
thank you.
listening, you know, they don't feel alone in that. Like, we're all going through it. I don't think we should lie about that.
And I think we all know what it feels like to be alone,
Absolutely.
even in a room full of people.
For sure.
You know?
That's why I have my cat Apollo.
Apollo. So you're a cat lady?
Yeah.
How many cats do you have? Just
One.
one?
But I have my nephew Poseidon, my sister's cat.
Greek mythology? That's
Yes, my baby brother. So, okay, you want to know the story? I'll
Please,
get down to
tell
it.
us, please.
So when my sister was in London shooting Little Mermaid, we felt like we should get her a cat for her birthday.
Oh.
And Branson, who's 17, he was 16 at the time, he's into Greek mythology. He wanted to name her cat Poseidon because Poseidon is King Triton's dad and King Triton is Ariel's dad.
Oh, that's awesome.
So
Got
then
it.
Apollo is Poseidon's brother,
Aw.
and he's another Greek god.
Oh, that's so cool. That's
So why a cat over a dog?
Well, I
'Cause
have a
dogs are
family dog
awesome.
named Common.
Okay.
He's still here and alive and well.
That's
He's
amazing.
hairless.
Common, named after the rapper?
No.
Because Common's
I
hairless too.
always have to debunk this.
Sorry, but I mean,
He's
Common.
named Common because he's not common.
Oh, because he's not common.
Yes, he has
Oh.
a blue eye and a brown eye and he's hairless.
Well, Common's hairless.
The rapper is hairless.
jokes. Common, The Light, one of my favorite songs of all time, just in case you watch
The
it.
light. Oh, God, yes.
It's at 97 BPM. Legend.
Legend, my G.
Just so you know, I'm a fan, dog.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Bobby Caldwell. You know what I'm saying?
oh my god.
Have you been to Greece?
Have I been to Greece? No, I haven't. I want to go.
You're gonna have fun at the like all the archaeological sites and
Right? I want to
man.
go. I'll let you know when I do.
you don't travel often considering that your workload.
Oh, I do for work.
For
yeah.
work, but you don't really get to enjoy
But let me
it,
tell you
yeah?
something. This was the one time where I went somewhere for work and I really enjoyed it. So when I went to Dubai, I was only there for 3 days. You know, do you know their ocean is man-made?
Yep.
I didn't know that.
lot of
However,
things
I
man-made
did.
out there.
I did not.
but you want to know
that.
the great thing? I was able to jump off the boat, swim in the middle of the ocean, and not worry about animals getting me.
Yep.
Oh, because it's man-made.
It's man-made, and
Ah.
they control what's in it. Yeah.
Yes. So then, after that, I had to go to a video shoot in Brazil. Got there a couple days early. We were right across from the beach. I went out there every morning, swam for 3-4 hours. It was the most refreshing, relaxing time of my life. I came back
Copacabana?
home. It was Rio de Janeiro. It was really nice. I came back home and I finished the mixing and the mastering of the record. I felt so refreshed, and it was a really nice reset.
That's all
for
you
me.
needed.
wow.
You really
That's
needed
really
that.
all I needed.
Man, listen, not to get dramatic or anything, but like once you're out in the ocean, in the middle of the ocean, man-made or not, right? Just the water. Aren't you closer to a higher power?
Yeah,
it feels that
it
way.
it reminds us how small we really are in comparison to the world.
Oh,
Yeah,
and
it
how
zooms
small-
out. You zoom out, and
Yeah.
you see how small you
Yeah,
are.
and how sometimes the things that we stress about don't really matter because we're just a small speck anyways.
I
So
know.
whatever mark we can leave on this earth while we're here,
Mm-hmm.
we should try to do that and not put so much pressure on it. I'm telling that to myself as I'm saying it out loud.
Yeah.
That's amazing. You got to do that. No, you got to do that.
Yeah.
And you got to remind so many fans of yours that are currently in critical points in their life growing up, certain ages where things could go left or right. And you have artists like yourself putting that out there, speaking the word and putting it in your music as well, so they can hopefully use it as a raft.
Yeah, because I know what it feels like. You know, music saved me, and I hope that even if my music saves one person,
Yeah.
I've done my job because
Yeah.
I know how it feels.
Sure. Have you been to therapy?
Yeah. I think we all should
Good.
be in therapy.
Yeah, been there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not easy.
No,
It's tough.
but it's important.
And when it's over, you're, like, I don't know about you, but I was like re-upset at a lot of people that I thought I was okay with.
But guess what? You were pulling things out that you kept hidden, and you didn't know how it might have been negatively affecting your everyday life.
Yep. Yeah, you
Yep.
find that like certain things are the reason why you wake up in a bad mood sometimes.
Exactly.
You know,
So you got to release that. You
or
know?
why you're insecure about certain things. Growing up Latino, your insecurity was your nickname. You know what I mean? So that's how we grow up.
So like if you have big ears, they'll call you, hey, orejón.
Orejon. Hey,
Or like
big
if you got a
ears.
big head, cabezón.
Or if you're
For
ugly,
real.
if you're
Yeah,
ugly,
so-
your parents call you fail. You
Hey,
know
fail,
what I mean?
ven pa'
Hey,
acá.
fail. Or big head, it's cabezon. Or so
Yeah. Well, yeah.
good
I
times.
come from a black household. I know what you mean. I know exactly what you mean.
We get roasted throughout our entire childhood.
Yeah.
I got roasted on my dad's deathbed.
Oh my God.
I swear to God.
His dad used his last breath to roast him.
I swear.
Well, now you have something to remember him by.
Oh, absolutely.
Tell her what it is. Tell her what it is quickly.
Basically, like I went to go say bye to him, and the first thing he tells me is, "Yo, you stopped running." I had put on some weight, and he was just kind of like, "Hey, ya dejaste de correr." So he called me fat without calling me fat. Like, oh, you got
He
fat.
used his one of his last
Okay, well,
breaths.
can I ask you something? Did it motivate you because you're quite skinny and snatched
He
right
lost
now?
150 pounds
well,
recently.
that was 10 years afterwards,
Hey,
compa.
but did that ever leave your mind?
No, it did not.
When I
No.
was running, I
So
just...
shout out to Pops.
No,
Rest
facts,
in peace.
facts.
No, wait, no. We're not going to shout out the abuser. We're not doing that.
No.
Oh my God.
I forgave him on his
You have to,
deathbed,
sure.
and-
That's
and
you're a
no,
good son,
we
Leche.
moved past that, but yeah, therapy is something that I'm still kind of like. I still can't get over the fact that you got to pay for someone to hear you out. So that's kind of where I'm at. I'll be honest.
Leche, it's just
But
the way of the
hold on,
world.
But I
man.
hold
started
on.
journaling.
But let me explain it like this. Don't we pay to get our nails done?
Yes.
Don't we pay to get our hairs done? Don't we
yes.
pay to go to the barber shop?
Yes.
So why would we not pay to do that for our soul?
Thank you.
I bought a journal and a pen.
Wow.
You go to the doctor, you have to pay for that, even if it's a
Yeah.
copay.
Even if it's a
And then who the
copay.
therapist talk to?
They don't talk to nobody.
You see?
They know what to do with our
It's
information.
like a pyramid scheme.
They
kidding.
compartmentalize
I'm
it.
kidding.
It's a tough word for me to say, compartmentalize.
Compartmentalizing.
What am I saying?
Compartmentalizing.
Yeah, good luck. That's a tough one. Really quick, the song I'll Kill You.
Yes.
Yo, like what a title, first of all.
Yeah.
Right? I'll
You and
kill
Sis
you.
on the same frequency. Kill Bill, I'll kill you.
bro.
What's going on?
What's going on?
Yes.
By the way, we saw that at the end of episode 1
Of
of
Swarm,
Yeah.
yes.
Which,
So,
congratulations, by
thank
the
you
way.
so
I don't give a
much.
fuck what anybody says. You did your thing.
Thank
You're doing
you.
your thing.
Thank you. I'm an actress too. You
I
know,
know.
it's self-expression.
Don't forget it, compa.
Let's
Yeah.
I know, right?
So with that song,
I'm familiar.
There was around 2 weeks where Becho, BOOMIN, and I were in the studio, and the first song that we ever created together is "Worried," which is on In Pieces, which is great. That's always been my favorite for a minute. Shout out to him. He's so talented and inspiring to me as a producer.
Sure.
So we got in the studio and he played that track with another song on top of it. He's like, "What you think about this? You want to cut this?" He plays it. I'm like, "Yo, these strings?" I was like, "These strings are," and he said, "Yeah, I had an orchestra come in and lay it down." I said, "What?" I said, "Now, can I be honest?" I said, "Can I rewrite another song on top of it?" He said, "Yeah, do what you want." I said, "Okay, bet." So it just felt like a scorned woman. The dark 808s and the intense orchestra, it just felt,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So that was a year and a half ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to say things that I don't really think, I don't really feel, but it felt like that for the record.
Yeah.
And it felt very dramatic and James Bond-like. And
Sure, yeah.
so,
What a
Very
title.
opposite of a Cancer.
yeah,
You know?
yep.
Yeah,
So,
sometimes you got to step aside, right?
yes, just step aside. Let the music speak.
Let
So
the
that's what I
music speak.
did. And it stayed on my computer for a minute because, it didn't match the whole body of work that I was creating and the messaging. And I did the show,
Oh, it's
and
tough.
it was perfect.
Yeah.
It's about a serial killer.
Yeah.
Now, did Donald or Janine approach you for the show?
Yes, they both did.
They both did.
Yes.
Oh,
Mhm,
okay.
mhm.
Donald is a genius.
Yeah.
Genius. I try telling them all the time.
I
They
love
give me a
him.
hard time for
I've
it.
loved him for a long time. And I was
Mhm.
like, the way he balances his acting and his music career is incredible.
No, it's tough to do
Yeah.
because it's kind of like you got to program your audience to know that you do both and you're really good at them. Because sometimes it's like
It's a
when
lot
you
to
do-
prove.
Mm-hmm.
When you do one thing, they don't sometimes follow you through the other field.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he does it well. He
He
does,
does
it
it
Yeah.
very well.
Nah,
Definitely.
Childish Gambino is, that man's a genius, and he's not from this planet.
well. He's convinced.
I'm convinced he's not.
He
I've been
says
saying
he's-
this for
he's an
years.
alien.
Yeah.
He's an alien, and that's
Yeah.
okay.
Yep.
I'm okay with aliens living amongst us as
Yeah,
long
me
as they're
too.
Donald Glover. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm totally fine with that. And Malia Obama was a writer for Swarm as
Yes,
well.
she was, and she was
from what I
upset with
understand,
us, too.
she brought in like some crazy ideas and
Shout out to Malia. It was fun seeing how we both have grown and evolved.
Yeah.
Because, like, I think, was it 8 to 10 years ago, we would perform at the White House at the Easter egg roll. And
So dope.
shout out to the Obamas.
y'all
And-
were so little.
Yeah, and I remember seeing Malia and Sasha and be like, hey, hi, in passing. And then seeing Malia on set and seeing how we both have evolved as our own young women. It's pretty cool. And I'm so proud of her and how she is like just a force to be reckoned with. It's such an incredible pen and she's amazing. So shout out to her.
That must be some empowering energy. Like
It
when you
is.
like,
there
you
were
guys
some
like
incredible women
coming
on
up together,
set.
kind of like
Yeah, even Janine Neighbors, who created the show, Dominique Fishback, who was my sister and scene partner in the show. You're only used to seeing white people play serial killers.
Yeah.
You've never seen a black woman take on the intensity
Yeah.
of that role, and how she did it so well is really, really great.
Yeah, she's very intense. It was really awesome to see. that.
Very dope. So you wrapped up the album with In Pieces, the title
Yes.
track, right?
Yes.
Why wrap up the project with the title track?
Yes, so I
Some
didn't.
people start the project with it, right?
Yeah, I didn't
Or some
know
artists.
that was going to be like that for a minute, even after I cut the record. Mikey Echo wrote that, I produced it. It was pretty cool. And I've loved him since Stay by Rihanna.
Mhm.
And I think he just did such an incredible job articulating in the lyrics how you're comfortable with someone seeing all of you as you are, whether you're put together or whether you're in pieces. And I originally wanted the album to be called Heart on My Sleeve.
Mhm.
And, then it turned into In Pieces because it definitely described everything that I was feeling. Like, I want you to accept me even when I am left in pieces. And yes, I'm sad and broken down in pieces, but what's also in pieces is the box that you put me in.
Mm-hmm. And there's something to be said about the person that breaks into pieces and picks up those pieces by themselves.
Mm-hmm.
That's a different type of person.
Yeah.
That's a different type of mindset.
Yeah.
That person
Yeah.
is dangerous.
Yeah.
That person is you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm person. You can go ahead and say it.
Yeah.
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 That's me, my G.
That's me.
What are your go-to like self-motivating quotes that you remind yourself on a daily, or like you look at the mirror and you got to tell yourself something? What is it?
No weapon formed against me shall prosper.
That's right.
That one.
Let's
That
go.
one. And every time I pray, I'm always like, God, I'm nothing without you, and yet I'm everything with you. Mm-hmm.
That is a fact.
Yeah.
That's amazing. That's
Doesn't he call
crazy.
you for like life advice all the time?
No, I'm still going through it and learning.
I know,
No.
right? I'm not
These
the
are
one.
these are things I tell myself. Like, no. I'm
In
still learning.
Pieces, all streaming platforms. Chlöe doing her thing. How Does It Feel? Featuring Chris Brown is the current single. Did your thing on that. Shout to C Breezy. He never
Yes, shout
disappoints.
out to him. No,
He doesn't miss.
our tones blend so well together on there. I really love that record.
Yeah, it's
And
almost scary, right?
Yeah.
When you blend so well with someone, you're
Yeah.
like, yo.
When I realized that So the Game on his last album, we did a song together. Chris and I are on it. And when I had to add my backgrounds to what he laid down, I was like, wow, our tones are really nice together. So I was happy that we kind of got to revisit that world for this, you know?
Yeah, that's awesome.
Can you text Chris for me and ask him if he still has like a lot of clothes left over so I can donate?
I'm going to ask for myself because I want some clothes.
We're the same size now.
We're the same size now, so like, jacket or two. Hey, Chris, let him want
help him out. If he feels like doing charity, you know what I'm saying? He can help out a good friend. You
The
know?
music video looks amazing too, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah,
that
good
was
work.
really fun.
Yeah.
Good work.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. So do you ever get to hang out with like your celebrity friends, or is it always work? Is it always?
I do.
Have
I
you
do get to
rubbed
hang
on
out.
Rihanna's belly? I mean, have
Yeah.
have we visited?
I never want to rub on another woman's belly.
Why?
But man, is she gorgeous. I saw her at the gold party like a week and a half ago and I was fangirling.
Yo, I would fangirl too.
Yes, she's so beautiful. But yes, I do hang out.
Yeah,
I do.
That's good.
I'm a little shy, but I'm like, if there's a dance floor, I'm not shy.
That's
right.
it. That's right. That's right. That's right. Yo, we were talking to LMA about Rihanna's performance, her Super Bowl performance. She was like, I was watching the performance, and then I text Mustard, and I was like, we got to get in the studio tonight.
Oh wow.
Like it inspired her. That Super
It was
Bowl
very
performance
inspiring.
was just out of here.
It was cool seeing it there in real life. I was like, oh. I was so enamored by the actual performance. I didn't realize she was pregnant until I went on Twitter. I was like, wow, the show.
Oh, she's pregnant.
Yeah,
Meanwhile,
I feel
she's-
like everyone was just questioning like the first 2 minutes. They're like, wait, is she pregnant or are we just tripping right now?
In my head, I was like, Rihanna, it's Rihanna. I didn't realize until I went online.
So with In Pieces, obviously you create this body of work, and then you have to start editing and chopping down what doesn't make the album. How many songs would you say didn't make the album?
So if there's 14 on there, there was around 90 that didn't make it.
90?
And some I will be using. It just didn't fit the vibe and the
Yeah.
story it was telling.
Yeah.
And when it's time for me to tell another part of my story, some of those will be in use.
That's it. Yeah, and you have those ready to go.
Yep.
So you're loaded and ready
And
to
I'm
go.
still creating because
For sure.
as I'm living, I have still so much to say. So, as I finally turned in the master for this project, I'm like listening to tracks, listening to songs, like, okay, what story can I tell here? How can I, because I've been so inspired recently, like crazily. And the last 3 months within Pieces, I got my producing bug back. When I first started, at the beginning of the 3 years, it was just me in my bedroom, locked in my bedroom, creating, cutting myself, producing myself. And then once I started getting sessions, and, the label knew I wanted to do a solo project, and I started doing sessions and things like that, I was like, oh, this is freedom. I don't have to worry about EQing my vocals and mixing myself. I can just sit there and write. So I got caught up in that so
Wow.
much to the point where I was scared to produce again. I was like, what if I can't make anything good?
Man,
So,
it's a tough place to be.
yeah, I
As
picked
a
it up.
creative, I'm sure.
Yeah, I picked it back up, and that's when everything started feeling like me. And I feel like that was the missing puzzle piece.
Amazing.
It's just
There it
crazy.
is. You
Go on.
found it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, in pieces.
In pieces, but you found it.
Yeah.
Going from that though, like recording yourself and doing all that to like getting someone to do it for you, like you got to find that person that kind of understands how you work, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Because you're hands on
Yeah,
with it.
and with the backgrounds, I don't plan them out before. I'll just go in the booth and start singing. So if the engineer's not fast, it will ruin the entire flow. So I have 2 engineers who I really love. One is a woman. She's so badass. And one is this really sweet guy from Atlanta I met when I was out there shooting Praise This. And I'm really grateful I have the 2 of them. And shout out to my mixing engineer, Chris. I love you, Chris. He will let me sit there and nitpick every little thing. And he'll be like, okay, I got it. And it's just great. So I can't do this by myself, even
Yeah.
with my life and the people who hold me up. And that's why I always talk about my godmom, because I could not give myself to others because she's helping lift me up. And it's just, I'm really grateful for all the beings who are in my life.
That's great.
Lifting me up, because I can't do this on my own.
That's amazing. Well, no, you can't. And you realize that. And that's great.
Yeah.
And you have the people that you love.
Yeah.
I see her. This
Yes.
woman. I've seen her pick up the
I'm
pieces.
like, can you come with me, please? I have to force her. She's like, I'm like, please, I need you. And Hallie's doing the same. We're like, please, we need you.
No, she's. I've seen her do her thing, and
Yeah.
no, you have great people with you.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yep. So, In Pieces is the project, all streaming platforms.
Yo, check out more of our YouTube interviews now, ASAP Plus. Download the free iHeartRadio app so you can check out the Cruise Show podcast.